right, and we are now live. Hi, I am Kira858, and today we're bringing you episode 18 of Lords of Faerun. Wow, time is flying by. As always, we want to give a huge thank you to the love and support that we have received for this show. We say this every week, but there's a major reason why. Since Lords of Faerun has started, we have nearly tripled in terms of followers, and we definitely appreciate your interest in the passion project that we're telling you with the story. And so with that, we're going to first show our sponsor. We have our sponsors setting up, of course, because they, of course, help make this show come to pass. Of course, we are proud to say that Lords of Faerun is officially sponsored by Die Hard Dice. Die Hard Dice is an incredible company that produces gorgeous dice and dice-associated items such as dice scrolls, dice trays, dice bags, and more. Die Hard Dice has just released a new line of products, which is easily my favorite dice set today, the Dracona dice sets. Glyza here, Saloon, has already got 3 with 2 more along the way. I'll be joining in that area shortly. The dragon-based dice sets are absolutely stunning, and you best believe we're going to snatch these up as soon as possible. However, many of their specialized line of dice get sold out very soon. So head on over to Die Hard Dice and use the promo code Faerun. That is, oh yes, that is gorgeous. Look at that blue. Just don't roll in that 20s with that, please. We appreciate it. We'll go ahead and use the promo code Faerun. That is FAERUN to get a discount off your purchase. Time to level up your dice. Also, Lords of Faerun is now partnered with Idle Champions. So Idle Champions is one of the biggest D&D games around. And this week, a list of champions have been buffed to help push you past that troublesome wall. If you hit !code in chat, you will receive a code for a free electro chest. So this chest provides free premium content to help accelerate your progress in the game. So with that, enjoy. And if you like our show and would like to support us, Lords of Faerun has a Patreon. All the funds sent to our Patreon goes directly to the cast. And the Patreon offers exclusive content like after shows, podcasts, Patreon exclusive Discord channels, and even bonus episodes. So your contribution helps us as content creators. However, if you're not able to contribute financially, but would still like to support us, liking, retweeting, and getting the word out already does so much. It truly does make a major difference. And we appreciate all that you've done for the channel. So we're just going to jump right in because, as you can see, we have a fantastic and large cast. And I think it's about time to have to introduce ourselves. We're going to start first, of course, with our wonderful DM, Aliza. Aliza, you would like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects that you're working on.
Hello, I'm Elisa Pearl. I am your dungeon master today. And what am I doing? So tomorrow is our last day playing the Gax Pack for the year. We're taking a hiatus until I think February or early 2022. I might be dressed up as in a Halloween costume, not as my character. We'll see. No promises. I'll see how I'm feeling. And what else? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I probably could announce, but I don't know. Just hi. Thanks for watching. That's it.
No worries. Making our way now. We have one of our new permanent cast member, the Brandy Rose. Brandy Rose, you would like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and the projects that you're working on.
All right. So, hi, everybody. I'm Brandy Rose. You guys have probably seen me pop up around the TTRPG sphere sporadically and aggressively, especially around Utopia. I am a streamer, podcaster, producer, game designer, game writer. You guys might have seen me on Queers. I just got announced. Actually, it's the first time I'm announcing it. I just joined the writers crew for Chew, which is currently in Kickstarter. So that's another game I'll be writing for. My own games. You can find all of my links and stuff on my Twitter at @TheBrandyRose. And I am playing Bloom Dazzlewood. She is as cute as she sounds. She is a beautiful little fairy, and I can't wait for you guys to get to know her. She is a fairy with a little bit of a fairy potty mouth, So I really can't wait to see how that goes. Nobody here has faith in me except Noir, but that's okay. But yeah, for all of the things that I do, you can find me on Twitter at the Brandy Rose. That has all my links.
Fantastic. Next, we have the wonderful Glyza. Glyza's back with us. We like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects that you're working on.
Hi. I am Glyza, a person with many hats. I am a podcast host. I am a writer. I am a TTRPG player. My podcast is called Classical Adventures for One. It is a podcast that delves into classic books and the impact that it has in media today. I'm also working with different podcasters that will be voice acting on both Classical Adventures for One, as well as this audio drama that I am creating that involves nightmares and monsters. It is the first time I'm delving into horror fantasy. And if you know me, I am a horror baby, which means I am easily scared. But you know what? I can write it. As you can see, though, I am a TTRPG player today. That is the hat I'm wearing today. I play a lot of different characters, most of them with secrets, but not all of them. And most of the secrets have already been revealed, I think. So you can find all of my links on bio.link/classical Glyza for the channels that I do the shows in, but you can really follow me on Twitter. I'm very active on there at classical Glyza. Today I'll be playing Sloan Haradwraith, a changeling with all of her secrets revealed for sure 100%. There are no more secrets, I promise. For real, for real.
For real though. Make our way down. We have our special guest, Noir Enigma. If you'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects that you turn on. This fam turned his head to the side, like, wait, who's
special? I just want to say, Glyza, I didn't believe you at first, but then with that second for real, I believe you. Hi, everybody. I'm Noir. You can find me all over the internet as the Noir Enigma. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I am the producer for Rivals of Waterdeep. I am the host of Critical Miss's Morning Ritual, which I'm just coming from, actually. If you missed out on it, we had a wonderful talk with Cypher of Tyr, or Tanya to Pass. Highly recommend it. We were talking about parasocial relationships and how that's a whole thing. Every Wednesday, you can find me over on Follow Black Cats Gaming, where I play with the creators of the Spy Game. And lastly, on Wednesday nights, you can find me over on Chromatic Chimera, where I play in Woven Realm, a 13th Age tale. So yeah, that's me for the most part.
Super busy. All right. Next, we have the wonderful every positive word in the dictionary. Diana, you'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and the projects that you're working on.
Hi, I'm Diana. I am Super Dylan everywhere on the internet. You could go to superdylan.com and watch for everything I do there, or hear me yell about it on Twitter. Tomorrow is very important. I will be streaming a game of Halo and Horns, which is an RPG by Connie Chang, with Connie Chang and Wally, who is Wally132. They will be my co-GMs, and I will be their muse. And this is to benefit the Trans Lifeline. This is a part of their marathon. So the Trans Lifeline has had an official marathon of one streamer going into the next 24/7 for the last week. And we are like the third to last show on this marathon. So, yeah, please check that out. It'll be on my channel, but if you go to the Trans Lifelines page, it'll be embedded in there as well. You can watch from there. And other than that, just watch out, because things will be announced, but they won't be right this minute.
All right, no worries. Next, of course, we have the wonderful Aries. Aries, you'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and a project that you're working on?
Sure thing. Hey, everybody. I'm Adrian, or Aries, whichever you prefer, and you can find me here playing Jesse Diaz, the lovable Surfer Azamar Monk Paladin, as well as another character which will be coming up at some stage. And you can also usually find me over at twitch.tv/The Bear Pen, where I am a storyteller and a player. Tomorrow, I will be playing as Finn Aegis, the Glasswalker, in our Werewolf the Apocalypse campaign, Rage Across the Bayou. And you will also find me a little bit later that evening telling a very, very special SCP horror one-shot powered by Fate, the Fate core system, which is really my favorite system out there. It is a hell of a good time. You're all going to enjoy yourselves, be scared, have a few laughs, enjoy it. It's going to be amazing. And I am super, super, super excited that Blood on the Bayou Book 2 is coming out November 7th. And we have reprising her role as Prince Madeline of the city of New Orleans, Cynthia Marie, joining us for that episode, and just super, super excited for everyone to see Cynthia's amazing performance there. And there may or may not be a third Bayou related show coming along, which Ree may or may not be the storyteller for, and you will get some information for that in the future. And you can find me on Twitter at the Adrian Bear, or if you want to follow the Bear Pen, it's the Bear Pen at the Bear Pen. Pen with an H at the end.
That H is there. All right. And speaking of Ree, you would like to talk about yourself, what you're playing, and the mini project that you're in.
Well, going after all these wonderful people is super difficult, but I'll try. Hello, everyone. I am at Big Dude Ree on the Twitters, where you can find a full list of all the cool things that I am doing. But as of right now, I will be playing Avis Naquani, the Bard with the Silver Tongue, who is dealing with some things being resolved recently, which you should definitely check out if you haven't. I'm also playing a number of other characters over, including on Rivenwood. I'm playing Audris, a wizard who is also dealing with problems now that I'm thinking about it. There's a bit of a thread there. And I'm also running a group of wonderful people through the world of darkness from the perspective of mages and bonds beyond time, which they have learned a surprisingly amount of information very quickly, which you should definitely check out. And last but certainly not least, I just want to say all these people here are amazing. You should check them out. And that's it.
I concur with that statement. Everyone here is absolutely fantastic. As for yours truly, I am Kira858. I play the half giant Latreia. And in terms of projects that we're working on, of course, we have Riverwood Academy, which will be switching over exclusively to YouTube starting in November. So we're definitely excited for that. Definitely been some major lore drops and reveal of information happening there. Been such a great time. We have our next episode of Bots Beyond Time coming out this Monday. And let's just say, be prepared to have food at the ready, because if you don't, you will most likely be hungry by 30 minutes into the episode. That's all morning. That's all morning in that circumstance. But it was an incredible episode. We have Gods of Color coming out in December, which features Cynthia Marie, Melee Damage, Reek, Liza, Brandy Rose, Rave Monster, and I am DMing that one. And that features with the cast are playing demigods on the road to Ascension. I am so excited to release this product to you. We already had a few sessions underneath the line, some special guests that kind of changed the game in a way, and with more to come. So that will be coming out in December. And I think those are all of the projects that we have coming up. In terms of other announcements, we only have two another announcements. Then Melee Damage, my ginger sister from another Mister, they will be transitioning to a special guest role, so they will be here when they're able to. So of course, occasionally we see Ice here, but for right now, she's definitely taking care of current project at the moment, and we wish her all the love and the support on the projects that she's working on. And also next Saturday we will be going dark, so we will not be having a session next Saturday, but the following Saturday we will be back for episode 19. And with that said, that's all of the announcements that we have. So I think it's about time to transition to our intro video for episode 18 of Lords of Faerun.
Latreo, Avis, Jesse, Helena, Ice, Elliot, Aliza as DM, Lords of Faerun.
All right, and we are back. So with that said, Alisa, take it away.
We are picking back up in the same moment that we left off last session. The party is in this tunnel/hallway, and you are under the cover of Pass Without Trace. You have successfully stealthed to this point. You could continue to stealth down this hallway, but you pause for a moment and look into this cavern that opens up into the hallway. You see the slumbering purple dragon surrounded by alcoves of treasure in its lair. This is the rumbling that you heard a few hundred feet before. You're in your journey down in the Underdark. You heard this rumbling, you felt it in the ground, and now you're standing in front of the beast that is making that sound. Now, there was a vote with the party members, and it's split evenly as to whether to continue down the hallway and not try to enter the dragon's lair, or to engage with the dragon and maybe talk to it to see if you can make some type of peace with it. But there's one person who has yet to make her decision clear or known to the party. Sloon, have you made a decision?
Sloon will look at what she can see from where she's staying at. In those treasures, is it just strictly money, treasures, or does there seem to be like stuff that she can use for her fight against, her nemesis?
If you have detect magic, you can see if you're picking up anything from the room.
I do have detect magic, and I will ritually cast. Can you cast that ritually? You can, right?
You can. I think there is a range on it, but
let me see.
It takes 10 minutes to cast.
Mm-hmm.
Takes 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can do it though. You're under the cover of Pass Without Trace, so you could take the time to do that.
Okay, I will take the time to do that, just to make sure I decide appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna kill myself for gold. I have so many, but I will if there is something I can use.
Yes. You cast detect magic into this cavern, and you are definitely detecting magic in there. The dragon itself seems to radiate some type of, various types of magic. Some of the alcoves that are close enough to you, there is some magic coming from some of them. But there is an immense amount of magic coming from above that you can't really see unless you step into the cavern.
Oh yeah, Sloon is gonna vote to step into the cavern. There's some magic. She's not gonna not do it. So she looks at both Latreo and Avis is like, so we're going in, yes?
Yes. I think we could talk a little more.
Look,
would
I
prefer
mean,
so.
I'm just gonna say just one more time. I'll go with group consensus on this, but remember we've got Ken waiting for us upstairs, and we do have plans to get back to Vishanthar. So I would hate to leave our Ken without us. That's my final word in it, but I will go with all you and keep you safe if I can.
I can be careful.
Yeah, we don't have too much to worry about. The dragon is either will become friend or foe. Hopefully they will be friend. If they become foe, well, that's their loss.
Are certainly two of the options.
I simply wish to ensure that there's a danger to my mother would like to deal with it if possible, but if there isn't, I'm sure she can handle herself, but it is entirely different to ignore something directly in front of me.
Yeah, definitely. What Avis said. I'm totally doing this because of that. And only that.
Latreia looks towards Avis and says, I see. True, the dragon could. Well, we need to make sure that the dragon does not attempt to attack your mother's home or the new settlement.
I mean, this dragon does look as if it's built up a horde, so I doubt it's been here for a day. And I'm pretty sure your mother would have mentioned a dragon attacking the city at some stage. But again, I will go with the group.
So,
Boone chooses chaos.
Yep, Latreia walks right in.
Okay. Latreia and whoever else is walking into the cavern at this point, go ahead and roll perception.
If Latreia is going in, I'm going.
Would I be able to pop out my wings, please? I'm gonna float in rather than walk.
Okay.
That is an 18 on Avis's perception check.
All right.
I'm using lucky for that because my first roll was a natural one. This is not how you supposed to start a second.
24.
24 for
Much
Jess
better.
as well.
17.
24.
30 20.
30, 20. Okay. And then Avis, yours was 18, you said?
18, yep.
Okay.
And a 17 for me.
17. Okay, great. So 17 and 18s, so I think that's Elliot and Avis. You are the first to notice that you look up and you see a cage hanging from the top of this cavern. And inside it, you see two figures. One is small, almost like a dainty small creature, humanoid. And the other is also humanoid, like regular size, perhaps. Those of you who got above or 20 and above, so Latreia, Jesse, and Sloan, I believe, right?
Yeah.
You noticed the cage as well, but something else more important catches your attention, which is that the dragon opens one eye and looks at you all. From up above, can you please describe what they see, Bloom and Drestel?
So Bloom, if they can see her, she is 2 feet and 6 inches tall. Exactly. The 6 inches are the pink antlers that she has growing out of her head. They're very delicate, a lot of spindly things coming off of them. She herself is also bright pink with long, for her long, pale purple, like pastel purple hair, big round pink eyes, 2 tiny little slightly sharper teeth. One of them pokes out a little bit over her lip, looks more cutesy than scary. And she's dressed nice enough. She's definitely like someone who's traveling a lot, so very versatile clothing for the weather, just very drapey, and two pink butterfly wings coming out of her back. But of course, they're proportionate to her body. And she is they're flittering around little nervously. And she's probably like this to Drestel to get Drestel's attention that there are people down there. But she's not saying anything because she doesn't want to call attention to herself. But she's just paddling.
Drestel would be in their shifted form. So there's just a light layer of hair, dark brown hair all over their face, sharp canines and wolf ears on the top, with one monocle on the eye that's just kind of like crooked on the snout because it always gets like unadjusted when he shifts. He's out there in brown leathers and greens, with two finely made swords, and their eyes are doing that cool thing that dog's eyes do, where like the reflecting light. So he's like got the full Michael Jackson Thriller eyes going on right now. They just kind of be whacked by Bloom and immediately get into a fighting pose.
Okay. So down below, you see these two figures making these actions, not saying anything, but you clearly see them. The dragon, having opened its one eye, now lifts its head up and opens both eyes. I was wondering if you would enter. You were waiting out there for so long.
Well, to be fair, good sir, we were deciding whether or not to leave you sleeping or try and engage you in conversation. And it seems as if we have chosen conversation. I'm Jesse Diaz. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I do not care who you are, and just know that people who have come to take my treasure will have the same fate as those two. And he points up towards the cage.
Bloom stomps her tiny little foot on the cage and just goes, "You didn't steal anything."
Sloon wants to do a little bit of investigation, quietly, like just with her eyes, to see if there's anything weapony around. Do that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Now, I don't believe we were planning on stealing from you. But
16.
People always say that. People always say that, and they always manage to try to steal something. I was not born yesterday. I know how you humanoids think and act.
That is hurtful, but I suppose it is true. We have nothing to compare to such noble entities as such dragons, but surely...
Speak for yourself. I'm a giant.
Surely someone as wise as yourself has no need for imprisonment of other beings, of course.
You're right.
That's what I was saying.
I leave them there as a warning for others like you.
Do you not feel that your pure majesty is enough of a warning?
No, apparently not. I think all this treasure is just too tempting of a prize for humanoids to pass.
Why?
I suppose so.
I never understood the reason behind that. And that's a Draconic, by the way. They respond back at Draconic.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense.
The reason behind what?
To steal someone's gold.
Well, I don't know. But I have worked hard my whole life to gather and secure these goods. And they are mine.
Can I haven't said anything since we walked in this room. Can I still remain under pass without a trace and attempt to move about undetected?
Yeah, you can definitely roll stealth with your pass without a trace and see.
Believe in you. You can do this.
That is going to be at the very least a 23. It's a 20. No, it's way more than that. That's a 30. And what I'm trying to do is, while this banter back and forth is happening, I want to try to see if there's a way for me to reach the cage.
Okay, so you passed that stealth roll. Where are you trying to go first?
So the cage is, I know it's hanging from the ceiling. Where, like, in this dome, is it like directly in the center, or like towards one wall, or where?
It's closer. It's slightly closer to the center. Okay. And last time, I believe we said that this is an 80-foot high ceiling and about 100 feet in diameter cavern. So it's probably about 30 feet from the entrance when you step in.
Okay. So then, instead of myself getting directly to it, what I would like to do is I would like to kind of just scoot as far out of sight as possible to remain stealth. And I would like my unseen servant to try to unlock the door of the cage.
Okay. So one thing, though, you all would have noticed this, is that this cage is shimmering with magical energy. And upon closer inspection, you would realize that it is a magical cage.
Oh boy.
Now, your detect magic before, Sloan, that you cast before you stepped, or right as you stepped in here, or I think before you stepped in here, that's what it was detecting from above, this very strong magical energy from above.
Do I know what kind of magic?
Exactly. So the two types of magic you're sensing are a fire magic and a radiant magic.
Interesting.
If I notice that it's a magic lock, I will not let the unseen servant do it.
Okay.
No. In that case, I'm just going to try to see if I can find something that looks like it might match the magic of the cage, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Find something in the cavern?
In the cavern that looks like it is a match.
Okay. Well, so you would probably know that to break fire, you would need cold. And to break radiant, you would need necrotic. So if you want to do an investigation, you can go ahead and see if you pick up on either items that might have that type of... you would need to roll pretty high, though, because that's like a very... Just to like kind of catch that by sight would be pretty difficult. Yeah. So I'm going to give it a pretty high DC. I'm going to say DC 18.
Really quickly, can I see, is there any way that I would see that they're scoping the cage, like trying to figure stuff out?
You probably wouldn't see Elliot because he used Pass Without Trace. But you can see that these people down below are looking around. You know, they're definitely checking things out. So yeah.
All right, then I guess he would just do this for the one that's talking, which I believe was Avis. Just yell, "Frankly, I am quite ready to be out of this cage, so if there's any sort of negotiations that we might be able to come to, some sort of amends to get past this impasse, that would be lovely. Thank you." And that's going to be my bardic inspiration.
Nice. Okay. And what do they? What size die do they get for that?
For my bardic inspiration, they get a D8.
Great. Okay. And that was just for Avis?
It would have been for Elliot, but I can't see Elliot.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Fair enough.
Loon, having realized that it is a fire sort of magic, slowly takes out this little stone that she's been holding on to since Vasa, and sort of plays around with it, trying to see if that little stone can turn off that fire that's on that little cage, but trying not to like catch the attention of the dragon, just sort of like, you know, seeing if the way the movement of the stone will turn it off.
Okay, so you're holding that opal of the Ild rune, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so let's see. So it can ignite an object within 10 feet of you. You have resistance to cold damage. As an action, you can extinguish any flame within 10 feet of you.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing, though. You can get within 10 feet of it, but that is how you would try to do that.
Okay.
And if you'd like to see if you can pull out this opal from your pockets without the dragon seeing it, you can do that as a sleight of hand roll or a stealth roll.
I can do the sleight of hand.
Okay.
You know, my plus 12.
that little old plus 12.
Yeah. So that's 30 for my sleight of hand.
Absolutely. The dragon does not see you slide this into your hand and try to get it to work.
Okay.
But you soon realize, okay, I need to be closer to try to do that.
So
Cool.
Latreia will look towards the dragon and says, "We have no interest in stealing your treasure. No reason to. As you said, this treasure is yours.
Do you like mushrooms?
I don't particularly care for them.
Cool.
We would just like to ask a couple of things. One, would it be possible for you to release the individuals in the cage up above? It seems like they may have, if they did attempt to steal something, they may have learned their lesson of sorts.
We have, in fact, learned our lesson.
We didn't do anything, Dristle.
Well, we learned not to appear to have done something wrong.
Yeah.
Can I make an insight check on the two on Dristle to see if he really didn't do anything wrong?
Mm-hmm. And while you're doing that, the dragon is peering at you, Latreyu.
That'll be a 24.
Okay. Hold that thought for 1 second. The dragon is peering at you, Latreyu, and you sense a gentle invasion of your mind. Gentle. Kind of, he's doing a bit of an insight, you think, into you. And he says, "Oh, well, I believe you are being truthful at least. But that one," he looks at Sloone, "you have thought about my treasure. You have wanted my treasure. And all of a sudden, Elliot," he looks directly at where you're standing. "You did well to get as far as you did, but you can't hide from me that long. You have also been looking into my treasure or wanting to. So I think your party of friends here seems like you're not all of the same mind."
I don't want your treasure. I want to leave. I just want to leave with them. And he points up to the cage.
You would also
Why are
like
they
that.
so important to you? Are you friends? Do you know each other?
No, sometimes humanoids just tend to care about other humanoids.
Isn't that sweet?
It's just a reflexive I don't know. We could get into the psychology of it, but really, it's just I would like them to not be in a cage.
The dragon sits up on his hind legs, kind of stands. All right. So, you all want to leave here with my prisoners. And I want to not be disturbed. I've set up magic, I've set up traps, I've set up everything I can, but still, your humanoids bother me. This is my home. So, how can I get what I want to help you get what you want?
Before we get to that, I have a bit of a question. Perhaps you can humor me for a moment. How exactly do you feel about the other humanoids in this general area?
I want to be left alone. That is how I feel about humanoids.
Lutrea looks towards Avis and say, would it be possible for your mother to perhaps send guards up here to make sure that nobody attempts to enter this location?
I would imagine that'd be particularly difficult. This area could be modified to ensure others do not enter. It wouldn't be too difficult as well. As long as we have your word that you won't encroach upon any territory outside of this one.
I know how it feels for territory to be encroached upon. I would not do that to others.
Perfect, then. I will do everything in my power to ensure that no one bothers you, as long as you do the same. And please release the two individuals in the cage. It's beneath someone of your majesty.
Go ahead and roll persuasion, Avis.
Forget about that bardic inspiration, baby.
So that's a 3 on the dice, which is 23 total. Plus a D8.
And you have that D8.
That goes 27 on this drink.
Yeah.
I'm a gold.
With a wave of his claw, the magic dissipates. First, the fire goes out, and then the necrotic purple, throbbing magic dissipates, and the two figures start to drop.
Oh, are we dropping quickly or slowly?
Like normal speed.
Okay.
So, Bloom, you have wings.
Yeah, so I'm cool. I might not have remembered that in the panic though. So like I'm hovering like half a foot off the ground, but I'm also staying close to Drestel because like I am nowhere near strong enough to do anything to stop Drestel from falling in a bad way. But I do have like my like little arms like clasped to like his side because I feel very guilty that he ended up in this cave because this is my fault. And I just want to make sure that at least it looks like I'm trying.
This is fine.
I would try and catch the person that I do not know yet. Oh no, we heard their name, Dressel, because I am flying. So
okay,
I would try and get him down gently.
Yeah, go ahead and roll athletics.
Okay.
Question. Did my roll of 16 of investigation get anything at all?
I forgot. And tell me again, what were you looking for? Oh,
just for any weapony stuff.
Weapony stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, with the 16, you do see some like gold-plated axes and things like that sticking out of the treasure. And remember, actually, we weren't here last week, but the treasure is pretty neatly, not organized, but piled into these alcoves that are carved into the caverns.
Right.
So yes, in some of those alcoves, you can see some things like spears and things like that sticking out.
Okay. I think to my ring, the one that has Daemon in it, Daemon, has this dragon, like, are you able to tell if somebody is trying to read my mind, or is it just like you're just here for the ride kind of thing?
Well, let me see. Let me think for a second. Yeah. Damon goes quiet, trying to sense what he can sense. Well, I mean, it's the ring that's protecting you.
Right.
So not me. I'm just here.
Alright, just making sure if, like, somehow if, you know, since you're living in the ring, you can see if the ring is being pressed on. It's fine. Cool. And then Sloon looks at the dragon and apologizes. I am so sorry, Your Great Majesty. I did not mean. I am only, well, whatever. But I am easily tempted. But I believe the fact that I haven't done anything or taken anything or attempted to take anything is a good indication that I will not do that, and would rather have a conversation with you, and maybe an exchange could be made if you are interested. Only if you are interested, of course. But if not, then I will walk away, because I honestly, no offense to you, Your Great Majestic Purple Dragonness, am not really interested in gold. I am interested in weapons, and I do see that you have plenty of them, but I would never, ever attempt to steal. That is not my way. I am a good person.
That was a 22 for the strength check.
Okay, great. So you are successfully able to pluck Drestel from his fall.
You, sir, are very hairy. I appreciate that.
Well, hello, stranger.
And you are very tiny and purple and sparkly. I appreciate that too.
Thank you for catching him.
You got big
I let
muscles.
go. I let go.
I'd like to hop off. And really quick question, GM, and I am so sorry for this in advance. Do I see the thing that we came here for in the first place?
Well, so you all have been suspended in this cage for almost a week now.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing you were looking for, can you describe it?
Blue, would you like to, or would you like me to describe it?
I can describe it.
Okay.
So we had heard a rumor that in this cavern there was a treasure that had a relic in it, and the relic had the ability to transport you to your heart's desire. And it sounded, too good to be true, but rumors are rumors, and Bloom's been looking for something like that. And so she mentioned it to Drestel, and Drestel was so kind as to volunteer to join, because we had met because I helped Drestel with something. Unfortunately, nobody told us that this treasure was owned, that item did not exist, and that there was a dragon there. And the dragon had caught us looking around and gotten the wrong impression. And just looking, hadn't touched anything, because we weren't looking to steal. Got the wrong impression, and then here we are.
Yeah, so you yes, the dragon, and as he said, he has set up protections, but you're magic users and you were able to get past those protections. And when he came back from hunting and fishing, he found you too. And so, no, you did not find that type of item when you were doing your search in here.
Okay. Well, just as a sign of respect, I'm just gonna put one gold in the cord, like we good,
I'm putting one in there too. I'm like, oh yeah, good idea.
This is just, just a sign.
Now it's anti-stealing.
Yeah,
Giving.
you got a profit. If you would have just listened in the first place, you would have understood that we were. Anyway.
I don't want to get imprisoned again.
Just saying.
Nails will look at Latreyu and say, well, those two are certainly lively, aren't they?
I understood a third of it, comment. They're speaking Draconic.
Yeah.
But he says, my comment isn't the best, but different, very different. And Latreia will look towards the dragon and says, as someone who was raised in the forest, I understand quite well about territory and making sure your territory is protected and having others try to come in and perform deeds against you based upon who you are or items you collect. So I understand exactly what you mean in your circumstance. I believe Avis's mother hopefully would be able to help you in this endeavor. If they do not, come see me. And if someone causes problems, I would like to take care of them myself.
Well, I have no trouble taking care of them, but then what happens is that people then say, oh, that terrible purple dragon killed all the people. I used to do it that way, but I've matured.
Very quietly, Bloom just goes, have you?
That was a Bloom. It's okay. It's okay.
Might I offer you?
Frith.
Might I offer you maybe an alternative solution? I mean, this is honestly just something off the top of my head. We just met and such, but maybe folks would stop coming here if they thought you weren't here. You know what I mean? Like, Avis is a very skilled person in speech. Maybe we could say, oh, he died, and then people wouldn't come here.
Maybe. But when I tell you I have tried many things, I have tried many things. I've set up traps. I've barricaded that door you came through. Doesn't matter. People always want to find a way in. I just leave it open now and just protect it with magic anyway, so at least I know when someone tries to stealth in. But yes, use your words. Perhaps that might help. But anyway, I'm growing bored of this.
I have one more thing just to tell you. It's not, I don't think we'll take up too much more of your time, but I'm not sure if you know of this group that are called the Zentarum, but they, at least up above, they've been stirring up trouble for dragons, pitting them against other people, trying to cause issues. So keep your eyes open for any spies you might find.
Spies. All right.
If it feels like anyone's trying to set you up against somebody, double check.
We dealt with that in North. They tried to create a war between dragons and giants, and then dragons against other dragons. So therefore, humans can be able to take over and form the same option. So would it be surprising if that type of circumstance is actually happening here as well?
This is why I secluded myself. I don't care for politics.
That's wise.
So we'll cast prestidigitation to create the rock with the dragon on it, like I've done so many times so far since we've been down here, and we'll give it to the dragon. Well, on the off chance you encounter other people bearing a mark similar to this one, let them know that Avis Nokwani has bid this area under your influence, and they should leave it alone. If they don't particularly care about that symbol, then do as you please with them, I suppose. People who have refused to follow multiple warnings can protect everyone. And if you find yourself in trouble, there is a settlement near here. They will respect that symbol and get word to us if possible.
The smile starts to curl in the corner of the dragon's mouth when you say you can deal with them how you see fit. And he says, my name is Mephit. Should you come down here again, I now know your intentions. But just know, I wish to be left alone. And he takes the stone and sets it aside next to him. Now you should probably leave before I change my mind.
Of course, enjoy your time. I believe what business is done here.
Rhea looks toward a saloon because I think saloon was interested in a weapon and says, were you thinking about buying one of the items here? If the dragon...
I mean, only if the dragon's interested, but I think your majesty, you might not be interested in parting with your weapons, and I totally understand that. I just am curious if you would like to trade something for this. And then she whips out her little stone thing. Look, it's a magic stone that can make fire and like turn off fire. Do you want to trade it for something?
Oh, it makes fire? Like
you're...
And he just sets a whole wall of the cavern on fire.
He
Exactly.
just tried to sell a fire-starting rock to a dragon?
Shh. I am not done speaking. Yes, but it is in part of a stone. It is like a great treasure. Just because you can do it on your own doesn't mean it doesn't make it look like a pretty thing. Isn't it? Well, if you don't want it, it's totally fine. But I think it's gorgeous. And, I would love to exchange it because if you must know, I totally understand your whole deal with being left alone. There is this terrible person trying to destroy me, and I just want to be left alone. And I'm trying to find ways to protect myself from being destroyed. I understand that you, Majesty, just want to be left alone because you can still destroy them, but I'm a changeling, not much in the way of power. I cannot fight without strong weapons.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Okie dokies.
Rhea will look toward a saloon and says, you can have some of my gold if you want to give them. I'm pretty sure gold.
That's a natural 20 with my 8 of perception, 28.
Nice. All right.
Whoa.
So yeah, you give this speech to the dragon, and he has left that wall of the cavern ablaze just for dramatics.
Can I turn it off?
Actually, yeah.
I turn it off.
With the opal.
Yeah.
Okay, after your speech, you turn it off, and he sees that, and he says, And he peers at you, and he says, let me in, so I know you are truthful. Just let me see.
She slowly takes off her ring, just as a sign of because she trusts her friends that if he does something, there'll be there's something that's happened. So she's not afraid of that. So she takes off her ring, and lets the dragon see.
All right. So you sense that he is now probing your mind, and let me see. Okay, if you're letting him, then you're not going to have to roll a wisdom saving throw. You're just letting him in.
Yeah.
Okay, so he gets, I'm just going to read this. He gets insight into your reasoning, emotional state, something large that looms in your mind. So this wizard that you speak, or you didn't say wizard, but now he knows exactly who you're speaking of. He sees images of him. He sees what you've been through up to this point in your life and your interactions with this wizard. And then he withdraws from your mind.
I put my ring back on.
Okay. Well.
Like you, Your Majesty, I have tried everything.
I see. I see that now. And in return, you rolled really well on your persuasion. So in return, while he was in your mind, he actually let you in to his a little bit, Sloan. And you see that, yes, this is a very inner dragon. Like, he doesn't want to be bothered. He said that many times. But beneath that, you actually get flashes of him flying above somewhere on the Faerun continent, being driven away by villagers, having spears driven into his beautiful purple hide. Just throughout his whole life, so many of these images, never finding a home, always being invaded, always being bothered and having things taken from him. And you now understand too that his treasure has like this emotional connection to him where it's like, this is mine. These are the things I've collected through my life. And it's not even that he cares about gold or treasure. It's that he's like, I just want to have a thing to myself.
Right.
And so that's what the sense you get back from him.
Okay. I look at him and say, well, I guess it's not about the things here. It's about what they mean to you. You do, like, after you've seen my mind, you've seen that we have dragon friends and that we are good friends with them, and we wish no harm to dragons.
I do see that. Yes.
It is, you know what? If you do not want to give me any weapons, I am totally okay with it. I am okay with you saying no. And even if Avis, I don't feel that Avis will have any difficulties in making sure no one bothers you like they have. And she points at Bloom and Drestel. I'm pretty sure that.
Wow.
Yeah, the drive-by. Pretty sure that, Avis will have no problem in making sure that this doesn't happen again. But I also offer whatever I can do to make that happen.
The dragon reaches over to one of the alcoves and digs his claw into the pile of treasure. And he pulls out a stone, flat, kind of oval. You recognize it as a sending stone. And then he digs into another. He actually waves his hand over another alcove and then, almost like detecting, digs in and reaches out another one. He hands you one of the sending stones. I have seen your travails and this person that is threatening you. If you ever need an ally, call me. But make sure it's really the right time for me to come.
Yes, Your Majesty, for sure. I will keep this in my pocket and only use it when needed. When I really need it.
I will only answer it once, so make sure it is worth the call.
Yes, Your Majesty. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. I think that we've taken enough of our new friend's time. Perhaps we should leave and go find our friends. Bless you.
Thanks.
Bless you.
Thanks.
That's it. Madrid nods, he says. And they give one final nod to Mephit as a fellow kin of sorts. Like I said, definitely relates to their struggles. And heads on up.
Sloan stays as the last one to leave and leaves the stone anyway and says to remember me if you want to. And
wait, leaves
the opal of Ild.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. To remember me if, in the future.
Okay.
It just walks to be the last one out.
So as you exit, cinematically, I'll describe, even though you wouldn't necessarily see this, Mephit picks up the opal and holds it, the tiny stone, in his large claw. And then with the other claw, waves the entrance and sets back up the magical barriers. And he drops that opal stone into a pile of treasure and then holds the sending stone in his claw, looks at it for a moment, and then puts his head back down, closing his claw over the sending stone, and then goes back to sleep.
Yay! I have a dragon as a friend. Well, I have a dragon
Yeah,
already,
right.
but I have a purple
We
dragon.
have so many dragons in the fridge now.
Oops, all dragons. The show.
I'm collecting
Whoops.
Collecting
dragons.
dragons.
I'm just saying that we were hanging there for a week and he could have easily gone into our mind and see that we did no harm.
Oh, what was that inside check that I rolled on 24, by the way?
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I remembered it way after, and then I couldn't remember what you rolled for. What did you roll for?
To see if Drestel was full of it when they were saying like, "Oh, we weren't here to take anything," and still.
Drestel, yeah. What did you pick up then?
With the 24, you pick up that Drestel was down for the cause and was ready to take something if it meant protecting the greater good. But it turns out it wasn't there. So, like, we didn't take anything, but he was. They were definitely ready to snatch and grab him.
It's because we didn't know the dragon was there. We didn't know it was belonging to anybody. I thought I was leading us on an Indiana Jones style thing, which like also iffy, but like less iffy than straight up stealing from a dragon. Also, like Bloom, the moment you guys are out there is like fluttering around, like at like Drestel's like eye height. It's like Drestel, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We almost died.
It's fine. I'm hungry for sure. Like especially I was in shifted form and not for nothing. Everybody here smelled delicious. But that's
Thank you. I think I do smell pretty good most of the time.
The moment that Drestel said, "I'm hungry," I turned to them and say, "You want some mushrooms?"
Yes.
I have like pounds and pounds of them.
Yes.
No, they will actually get you very, very, very messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, those kind of. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I have delectable. It's just gonna make you
I have trail mix
happy.
that
Oh.
I usually.
I would love trail mix and if there's any sort of meat that's not cooked, that would be great right now. Other than that, lovely to meet you all. I'm Drestel.
Yeah.
Bloom, of course.
Hi.
It's very nice to meet you both. I'm sorry for how long it took someone to find you. I'm glad
That's
we could get
okay.
you out.
That's fine. We had everything well in hand.
Yeah, we totally had it covered. But thanks so much for speeding the process along. I'm gonna pass on the trail mix. Is there grass nearby? But like, are we outside, or is there
We're
like
in
are
the
there
Underdark.
plants?
Oh.
Oh.
We're underground.
So there's no
Still-
plants.
You're still in the Underdark,
no.
and
Mushrooms.
I have mushrooms.
there's moss probably. You're still in the Underdark, and you're in this tunnel that
Oh.
is like slowly rising to the right. This is the tunnel that you came down to find your way down here.
Right.
But it was a week ago, so your memory might be hazy. You're also very
Yeah.
hungry.
But if there's moss, I can eat that. So
Yeah,
if there's moss, I just go like, I'm okay on the, and I look at it like, I look at Elliot suspiciously because like human food's a little weird to me. So I'm just going to look confused and be like, I think I got it actually. And then I just start scraping moss off with my like little hands and I just kind of start eating it like popcorn.
I lean over to Elliot and he's like, and she says, "Our food is weird."
My ears are very big, by the way. So like, I'm just like, one of them like twitches towards
It was
you,
in
but I don't say
Draconic.
anything. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I just noticed that you said something and I'm like, whatever. Ears twitching, like a little cow ears kind of coming off.
At about this point, Drestel's shift would end and the hair on the face would recede back into the goatee. The wolf ears fade back into human ears. And it's just this tall, dark-skinned gentleman in front of everybody. And there's a hole in the pants because that always happens with the tail. Don't pay attention to that. That's what the long coat is for.
Oh. Elliot's admittedly a little disappointed. He thought that's just what you looked like.
Only sometimes.
It was very, I liked the
I
whole.
was
Bloom
right
changes-
there with you. I was right there with
Bloom
you.
changes
I was
into
right there
Drestel.
with you.
Sloon changes into Drestel as he was, you know.
That is disturbing, and I don't like it. I don't like what you're doing right now.
I will change back.
Like Bloom just like stared and was like, "Holy frith!" Oh, all right,
Is that really what I look like? Wow.
you look
Not
fine.
used to seeing the back of my head. Don't like that.
I didn't do the tail though because I didn't want to have a hole in my pants.
Yeah, it's a problem. Nobody tells you about that when you get lycanthropy. So, why are you all here? Not that we don't appreciate it. It's just not some place that I expected to find fellow adventurers.
He's
We're
prince
on our
of
way out.
something.
Yes. Well, we were traveling to our friend's homeland, and are on our way back home. Actually, I think.
I think that was the plan. Yeah.
I don't believe I'm a prince. I don't quite think that's how the politics of the situation works. And I don't think if you eat the last person in charge, you would then become. Politics is complicated. I'm important, apparently.
Jesse is still floating, and he floats up behind him and just sort of like squeezes his shoulders, like, I don't know how many times I have to tell you, you've always been our prince. You know that.
A lot of questions.
Yeah.
Very weird answers to that question that I asked you all.
I can assure you the truth would be far more disturbing.
I mean,
Even more questions.
If you've got about 350, we can sit down talk for a long, long time.
I have exactly 350 code on me right now.
Oh, no, I was meaning like hours. No.
Oh.
Maybe we should focus on getting out of here first, just in case.
Like that.
Just in case, a certain someone changes their mind.
Yeah. Dragons are a little shifty that way, so we want to make sure.
You don't know half of all the things we know about dragons.
The trail looks towards Dristale and says, "No, they're not. What do you mean dragons are like that way? We have dragons.
You have dragons?
What do you mean you have dragons? Okay, time out.
That's where
1
we're
second.
going to meet our dragons. Our dragons are
Upstairs.
up top side. And
What
and they're
is
gonna take
going
us home.
on? All
We
right.
have dragons, but it's different. We raise them from young pups, and so they are
Ours.
our friends.
Our friends?
Yes.
That is so frickin' cool.
There are, yeah, I think it is, but there are other dragons who are not our friends that were not raised by us from pups, and that is different, Latreia. Our dragons are kind of an exception.
I tend to agree with those statements. Jackson is essentially my son.
Perhaps we should introduce ourselves. We are commonly referred to as the Dragons of Vasa, a group of, I suppose we're adventurers. Yes, we do adventure sometimes.
Dragon riders, I guess, is another term.
And you're the one that ate a person, am I correct?
What?
Technically, I turned into a giant evil dinosaur thing and ate an evil acolyte of Loth. There was a lot of things that happened. It was, it's something that's better not to be discussed. It's water under the bridge.
Bloom pats Dressel and is like, it's okay. Humans eat such weird stuff all the time. Like trail mix.
Unlike
The strange thing about that is that none of us are really human.
I'm a
Yeah.
giant.
Well, then even weirder.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like I look at Latreia, because like, how tall is Latreia?
big.
He's 9 foot, about 9'5",
Right.
9'6".
I'm 2 feet tall. I am under your kneecap, and I like fly up higher and higher so that I can kind of meet Latreia's like eyes to eyes. And I put out a tiny little hand and I go, "Hi, hello, I'm Bloom. You're very tall."
They kind of like put out their hand, which is gigantic, and they're just like, "So this is what my sister feels like." And then they pull out their finger first.
Yeah, the finger is enough. 2 whole hands are wrapping around the finger. Just hi.
Hi.
It's nice to meet you. Thank you for saving us.
No worries. Yes, you are smaller than most creatures I've met. Interesting.
I'm a fairy. And like her like butterfly wings like flap around more, and her antlers have like very slight, because everything about her is bright pink, so like the slight like pink peach fuzz over the antlers, so they're very smooth and soft to like touch. And she's just like, well, I'm a fairy, and so yeah, I tend to be a bit tall actually, for a fairy.
I don't believe we've ever met a fairy.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever met one. This is pretty cool.
Well, we don't really tend to wander out here. Frop happens.
Frap.
Frap
What, I'm sorry. What is
doth
that?
happens. Frap doth happens.
Is frap some sort of spell or?
Oh no, it's
I think there was a drink I had in Waterdeep one time.
it's like and like she gets like a
Chocolate
deeper
frap.
pink, and she's like,
Yeah.
it's like frack or like frith.
Hey.
Curses, because she was looking for the word in common, and she was like, it's a curse. It's a curse word
Oh.
for fairies.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. Well, then you're quite the scandalous fairy then.
Oh, no, not really. I just have a bit of a potty mouth.
Oh.
Well, in that case, will Atreya determine or get a feeling that they have like a Feywild essence to them, per se?
Yeah, and you know what's interesting, kind of a little meta talk right now. With the new Feywild book, Latreya, you probably, well, you're not really Fey lost, but you might want to look at taking that as a background and kind of like engineering it towards your character, because you were raised by someone from the Feywild. So yeah, you might pick up on some of those. You might have some of those traits just naturally. Yeah, take a look at. I could also send you info on it. But that said, yes, being someone who was raised by someone from the Feywild, you probably would pick up on that essence of Feywild from Bloom.
Oh, you're from the Feywild.
Yeah, I am. I haven't been back in like a year or more. I don't really know how much time has passed. I'm trying to get back, but
We have a whole mess of mushrooms that could help you with that.
Yeah, like that could bring you back. I'm just saying, a whole pound of them. Because I don't know what ounces are apparently.
Perhaps we should leave the Underdark first.
yeah.
While you're also doing
I-
that.
I imagine we were having this conversation walking
As
into
we're
it.
walking out, yeah.
Same here.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I've
you
been
also-
floating backwards, so if there's a stalagmite, I'm gonna.
Be careful, Bloom, please.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll a d6.
Oh, I shouldn't have said nothing. Oh my god.
I just want to see if it happens.
It's a 5.
Okay, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Justil is actually going to wave their hand, and a pure white horse is going to be summoned, and he's going to go. Perhaps you would like to have a seat, Bloom?
Okay, yeah, my wings are getting a little tired. Thank you.
Yep.
And she
Yeah,
like
no
plops onto like it, but like Bloom is like this much on that horse. Like Bloom is basically just like 2 little fistfuls of animal thing, and being like, "Hi, you're so pretty. Thank you."
So now, when you said we smelled delicious, like out of all of us here, how would you rate us, like on the deliciousness scale?
Which was the most delicious?
What is it, Cedric the Entertainer? I'll be like,
when I shift and I go into that mindset, it's not really so much a flavor palette that I'm thinking of as much as it's a quantity. So if I were to and it's very uncomfortable to discuss this because it's so very uncivilized, but I would definitely have gone after that one. Any points to Latreya?
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of that to go around.
Yes.
I mean, I don't see what's uncomfortable about being delicious. So,
look, I'm not a cannibal. I don't eat sentient living individuals. I like to give the beast what it wants, what I can, which is generally raw meat.
So I was a sailor. Oh, I am a sailor for many years. So all of this is just making me think of phrasing. But I understand what you mean in the literal sense. But in my mind, it's meaning something completely different.
I don't understand what you mean.
Let's leave it to a matter of perspective. There are different meanings for words, and knowing which one to use when you need it is an art.
You're too
Well, I
complicated.
mean, if there's anything that I can appreciate, it is art and words. So I appreciate that there are perspectives that I don't understand yet, and I look forward to learning to understand them. Now, Raina, let's ride. He hops on his horse, and he's just trotting along, and they're just trotting along with you.
Okay, so you all continue. This tunnel does take you all the way up. There are some twists and turns, but you successfully get to the surface. And let's take our break at this point.
All right. Well, we hope you are definitely enjoying this session. If you like what you see here, we'd like to talk about the campaign, of course, our new cast, new characters. Definitely join us at our Discord, which you could be able to find in chat below. We have a section for spoilers as well as for non-spoilers. We have, of course, our fan arts, and we also release when our latest episode is up on YouTube, which normally has a higher video and audio quality. So we'll be back within the next 10 to 15 minutes for the second half of Lords of Faerun. Farewell for now. All right, and we are now back for the second half of Lords of Faerun. So with that said, Eliza, take it away.
You all have arrived on the surface. Now, this is the way that Drestil and Bloom came into the Underdark. It's a rocky cove, and they found their way through a series of rocks. And I'm going to say they easily lead you through it out onto the surface. But here you stand in a different part of the area than the rest of you are familiar with. But getting your bearings, being above ground now, it's daytime. You weren't sure what time it was when you're down there, but it's daylight now. And you gather that you are about southwest of Daggerfell and the area that you left your dragons, the forest.
I'm just gonna take a quick look-see. I'll be back in a second. So Jesse just flies up about 50 feet in the air. I just want to scan around the area to get a good lay of the land, see if I can figure out anything we might need to avoid or what might be a quicker route.
Okay. So yeah, you fly up directly into the air, and yep, you see. Okay. So yeah, you see that you actually have crossed into what's called the Empire of Shadows. So to the south, there is something called the Shadow Sea. It looks like a lake, more than a sea, maybe a big lake, which is why it's called a sea. And that is surrounded by a mountain range called the Scimitar Spires. It's hard to read on the map. You can't really see above those hills and mountains around you, but if you can see on the map, it's kind of like a U-shaped, a little uneven U-shaped valley that you're in right now. And to the south of you is that Shadow Sea. So you would have to go slightly north and then east to get around that mountain range. And then you would cross back over into technically Vasa, the edge of Vasa, and then the border forest would be right in front of you, and that's where you left your dragons.
So, technically speaking, we're in the Anarok Desert.
Yes.
So Jesse's gonna see this, and he's gonna fly back down, and he's... Well, we're in the desert, so maybe we should stock up on some water and such before we make our trek back to the forest, but we should be able to get there. Might take a while.
Does anybody need a rest? I think I'm all right personally, but is everyone...
Right, if anyone needs a rest, I can help with that. I have means of restoring the body in a timely fashion, if necessary. How does Jesse fly?
I have a pair of beautiful spectral-looking bluish-colored wings, which are very similar to how you would see the wings of the angels in Diablo 3. Okay. And for reference, Jesse is around 6'3", and he has sort of like strawberry blonde long hair and bearded and hairy chest. He's always shirtless and kind of wears like white capoeira pants. And he has a spear that he has with him always.
Oh yeah, you don't really have a description of our characters, I guess. I guess we go around and definitely introduce what our characters actually looks like. You know about Latrea's height, as you mentioned. Latrea is about 9'5", 9'6". Has long red dreadlocks that falls all the way down to his back. So he's definitely a ginger. Freckles across his face with green eyes. A slightly youthful face, even which extremely contrasts his extremely chiseled and large physique. He definitely walks around shirtless with a loincloth around his side and a belt. He has a huge great axe on his back and fur boots. He clearly looks like someone that resides most of his time in the forest or a Feywild of sorts.
I could go next. Sloon is a changeling, so gray skin, purple hair. Basically, she is just newly getting used to this appearance because for most of her life she's been running away, and she has most of everybody knows her as an elf, but this is her now being her true self. But if she does change, if she feels threatened at all in any way, she will change back to Helena, the elf. But right now, she is being honest with her group. She is changeling with the purple hair and gray skin.
We both have purple hair.
Mm-hmm. So next, I suppose, This is a tall 6'4" half drow with long, almost knee length, white and gray dreadlocks. He wears a very beautiful golden cape and golden leather armor, very similar to the picture behind me here. And he's absolutely fabulous.
Elliot is tallish, I suppose, not as tall as Latreo by any means. Another changeling with the gray skin, but with a hair like mine, but in a shock of white instead of brown. He does not wear a shirt. That's very important.
Let them things be thangin'.
Out everywhere.
Very much so.
This is an ab group.
This is an ab campaign, yes.
Bloom appreciates this greatly. Good, yes, abs.
Oh, that's awesome. Justin's just gonna go back to Elliot. I'm so sorry. I cut you off. You were asking everyone if they needed a rest.
Yes, honestly, we took a rest not long ago, but I don't know if you need anything. You were in that cage. I'm not sure what your situation is like. I just wanted to make sure before we started another travel where we might encounter things, I wanted to make sure you had what you needed.
Oh, thank you for the concern. I had a lot of time to rest.
Yeah.
Up there. It'll be some time before I can let the beast out again, but other than that, I have everything I need.
I'm good too. I'm just happy to be able to stretch my wings again.
DM, roughly what time of day is it?
It's pretty much midday.
So, I mean, if it's just my suggestion, we're in a desert, one of like the harshest deserts in the continent. So my suggestion is we rest anyway and travel by nightfall so we don't, die.
Betrayal looks over at Avis and says, don't you have the ability to make water?
Quite water. I can do a lot of things. I can make it so that we can simply fly over the desert, though I can't guarantee it'll be comfortable, but it is convenient.
I can predict the weather and I can check how hot it's gonna be. I'm a druid. So I can do that real quick. What do I roll for druid? What's it called? Druid mother. I didn't say anything.
Yes.
I did not
saw you
say
stop
it.
yourself because I believe you.
Not say
You did it.
Thank
You
you.
got this.
Druid craft.
What was that you were saying?
I was saying, how do I do druid craft? I've never played a druid before.
Oh, I thought you were saying something
It's
about mothers.
it's just a
It's just a
cantrip.
spell.
Yeah, it's just a cantrip. You cast it at will,
Okay.
and you just tell me what exactly you're doing with it. So.
Okay. So I would like to cast druid craft to see kind of how hot it's going to be and what the weather will be like tonight. I don't think I can go much further than like the next 24 hours in my predictions, but to see if it would be reasonable to travel now or if we should wait until dark.
Great. How does this manifest? It says,
Right.
well, yeah, it says,
Yeah, it's different. So for Bloom, she like has her long pink kind of tipped claw, like almost like hands. They're kind of sharper. She's a fairy. And she kind of like makes this like pink orb that turns like very translucent, and inside of it there's like a mini version of their ecosystem. And but it's like in its own little time loop, so she'll be able to actually see and feel how hot or cold something is going to be, and see what it's going to look like weather-wise in the next 24 hours.
Yeah. So yes, you cast this small pink orb, and in that little ecosystem inside the orb, you see that yes, it is right now is like the hottest part of the day. You are in the desert, and it's going to stay this way for the next couple of hours, and then as the sun starts to set and sink in the west, past the horizon, it does cool off quite substantially, and it gets to a very comfortable, like 55 degrees overnight.
So my skin is boiling off. Okay. No, it's Celsius for me. I'm just joking.
Not Celsius.
I make that joke every time.
Right. So Bloom just like looks up from the orb and is like, "Yeah, I think it would be safest if we traveled by." And then she looks at it. She's like, "Early nightfall should already be all right, and then we should be safe temperature-wise. It doesn't seem like there's any big storms or any big events happening tonight, so we should probably find some place to get shelter from the heat." Because it's going to stay like this for a little while. But,
if it's a matter of shelter, I can help in that regards.
oh yeah.
If this is the course that we would like to take, of course, would we like to rest here?
I think that is a good idea. That is a very useful ability you have, Bloom.
Thank you.
That is
Thank you.
very, very much a talent. Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, everyone, just stand back, and Drestel's going to draw their two swords and to swipe the blade of one sword with the other, and the sparks are going to fly off, make a quick circle of fire, and that is going to be Liamon's tiny hut.
Oh, I love when he does this.
Can you describe what that hut looks like?
It's a dome about a 10-foot dome, and I can kind of change the colors to match their environment, so it's a little bit more blended in. And so it starts off very, very fire looking, like oranges and blues and whites, and then it just settles into a dull brown to match the surrounding sand.
Very nice.
This should last us for about the next 8 hours. So the temperature there is quite cool to get away from this heat. I like to be comfortable, and I'd imagine that our new compatriots would like to be comfortable as well. So,
That's really kind of you, both of you. Thank you.
you rescued us from dangling over a dragon in a cage, so I think this is the least that I can do.
Yeah, and we were just traveling. I mean, Dressel is just so nice as to help me, but I've just been traveling anyway, so company's always nice.
Latreia looks
Quite wonderful.
at this globe. I could kind of fit. Okay.
Let's see. What can I do here? you see Dressel trying to like do math as to like
Geometry. I like looking at the angle is just right.
Latre, if you're worried about that, you can just drink one of these.
No, I'm fine. I think I could fit, or I would just tuck in real tight if need.
Well, you know, I'm all about the cuddling, so cuddle buddies for sure.
You're not. Well, I'll wait till everyone else go in first, just so I can see how much space I have left remaining.
Okay.
Faerun just walks in to see what it looks like.
It says that this dome can fit 9 creatures of medium size or smaller.
I'm just at the edge of medium. Like, once I hit level 11, I would be considered a large creature. So I'm like,
Well, there's 7
you
of
are
us.
level 11.
oh wait, no, I'm sorry, level 11 and in fighter, I think.
Got it.
Because then I grow. As a feature for Rune Knight, then I grow it, then suddenly I'm large.
Okay.
Well, you can have all the space that I don't take. I pretty much just hover around all the time anyway.
It's true. Looks exhausting.
It's all right. It's a good workout.
Well, if we are interested in some entertainment for a little bit, I recently came across a very interesting bag of beans a bit ago. We could buy one and see what happens. I've heard some wonderful stories.
I'm down. That sounds like fun.
Didn't. Oh, I've heard stories about those. Oh, that could be fun. Oh, it might be. Jesse has a big grin in his face. He's like, I mean, you know what happens if, like, you've heard the stories.
But many different stories about it.
I don't know what you're all alluding to, but do it outside the dome. Just to be safe.
If everyone is in agreement, and Avis will go outside of the dome and plant one of his 4 beans.
Oh, you
beans.
plant them. Bloom was fully ready to eat that.
While Avis is doing that, actually, can Jesse just get? Can I make an insight check, just a group insight check? He just wants to do a vibe check on everyone, just see how everyone's doing. You know, that kind of feel.
Yeah. And if anyone wants to oppose that and not have him see that, they can do that as well.
No, I'm.
Oh, it's okay.
Everything's on my sleeve.
15.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like he's not looking for deception. He just wants to, you know, get the feeling of like if his family needs anything, you know. So just a 15.
All 2 thoughts that Bloom has are always across her face.
You would probably notice Latreia is looking a lot out at the heat because he's, so yeah, as you know, he's a half storm giant, half wood elf. The storm giant aspect is much stronger in his blood, his white, but he definitely looks biracial. But that storm giant, of course, is based around cold and storms, and this heat is the exact opposite of that. So they're definitely, he's definitely constantly looking around, and what kind of weather madness is this?
How the turns have tabled.
We're more comfortable with the mountains of Vasa to this hellhole. Like, what is happening right now? So he's definitely constantly looking out at the sky, like confused to see this type of weather pattern before, and just trying to absorb stuff in. So yeah, you definitely see his eyes darting around at the bioman around him.
Go ahead.
Elliot also has visibly some anxiety, looking like just wants to get out of here, get back to the dragons, get away. And yeah, I guess that's all you would get. Yeah.
Okay.
You can tell that Sloon is overcompensating with the madness. Like, let's do a lot of weird stuff because underneath it she is 2 things. She is anxious, she is regretting something, and she's nostalgic. It's nostalgic isn't the word. She's just thinking about a lot of the things that had happened with the dragon and bringing back all the thoughts of the wizard. So you could tell she's visibly like upset, but outwardly she's overcompensating this with like, let's do some crazy stuff. That is basically what Sloon is showing you.
Okay. Interesting. What do we get from the bean?
Okay, yes. So, Avis, you plant the bean. And where exactly did you plant it? Like how far from the
15 feet away.
Okay, 15 feet away. After a minute, a large tree sprouts out. And it doesn't sprout all at once. It grows from a tiny little sapling into a tree super quickly. And then you're standing in front of this pretty huge tree. The base of its roots end up being only about 5 feet from the tent. Heads or tails? Avis. What was it?
Heads.
The tree moves.
Oh no.
And you see a grumpy face start to like delineate on its trunk towards the top. And it opens its eyes. And then you hear a huge and the treant takes one of its large branch arms and swipes down at the group. Everyone roll initiative.
What?
Yeah.
I was gonna hug it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go.
Yeah.
There's a 50% chance it's chaotic evil.
Oh, 50%.
That's why I flipped a coin.
50%.
70. I get 17.
Stupid.
Actually, it's a 50% chance that the treant is chaotic evil and attacks. So,
Wow.
Wow.
I thought treants were
I
good.
rolled
Okay,
a-
I guess I was
I rolled a
wrong.
not
9.
always.
Blue's instinct was to be like, friend.
This is
Same
the
here.
lowest
Same here.
initiative I've rolled.
Okay.
And I have advantage on these damn rolls. It's stupid.
So
Get a
50,
7.
I got a 15.
All right. So I see Sloon has a 21. Actually, let me.
Oh,
Y'all, I need to take alert. That's all I'm saying.
Don't you have like alert sort of? Jesse?
I have advantage because of the spear, but even with advantage, like my highest roll was a 4.
Wow.
So
Okay. So, are they all in the chat? Oh, natural 20 for 20. So Latreyu is up first with a 22, and then Sloon with a 21. And then we have
some bad
a
music.
Bloom with a 17.
it's not a bad idea there, Kira. I'll
Elliot?
put some of my own on in my ears.
With a 15. And next is Avis with 9. And then Jesse with the 7.
Yeah.
And that was with advantage, you said?
With advantage.
I feel you. I've been there.
This is my paladin's curse. Whenever I play a paladin, I end up getting low initiative rolls. It's when I multi-class into paladin that it's like, okay, suddenly your initiative rolls go to garbage.
I thought that was cleric. Okay.
Okay, so Latreyu, you are up first. This treant has its branch arm extended out, ready to swipe down on the party. What do you do?
So Latreya first smiles for a second when he sees the tree and appears, because it reminds him of home, of the Feywild, back with his mother. And then they notice the behavior shift change, and that happiness switches to concern, which then switches to rage, because now it feels like a betrayal. And he bangs his chest a couple of times and snaps his neck from side to side, and he rushes forward as you see his height grows, using giant might as a bonus action as he switches from 9 feet tall to around 18 feet tall, and he just rushes forward and cleaves against the tree with his great axe.
All right.
So he's definitely, of course, upset. He's going to go reckless. And I'm going to use... So, because I kind of made a boo-boo last time, I thought, remember how we leveled up? I was going to tell you I was going to use Mage Initiate.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait until after he gets bigger. So if it's...
Oh, okay.
So I said I said Great Weapon. Is it Great Weapon fine?
Okay, and the treant, by the way, is huge in size, so it's 15 feet. So now you are a few feet taller than it.
Oh, really? Well, if it's... Wait, if he's huge, he still would be taller than me, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
15.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's still taller.
No, because you said you grew to 18 feet, though.
Yes, but that would still be considered large. Huge is normally considered 20 to 40 feet.
Oh, interesting. That's not what this is telling me here.
Oh, really?
Besides, it's more of a suggestion. It's okay.
Yeah, true. Let me just look at another thingy, because I saw a different list than I usually use. So
Yeah, no worries. Because I remember when they do a roll 20, where you put the creature size. Usually the 5 feet is just one box. A large is 4 blocks, which is supposed to indicate 10 feet.
10 by 10.
And 10 by 10. And then huge is 20 by 20, which could go up to 20 to 40 feet. And the gigantic is 40 feet and up normally.
No, so what I'm seeing here is, yes, what you said for medium is 1 box, and then large is 2 boxes, and then huge is 3 boxes, which would be 15 feet. That's what I'm seeing here.
Interesting. Okay.
And then gargantuan is the 20 by 20, 4 boxes.
Okay. Let's see. But yeah, so I would definitely go ahead and reckless attack. So I'll of course attack twice. All right. Well, luckily I used reckless because the first roll was a 9. Oh, and of course I'm using great weapon fighting, so that gives me a -5 to my roll. But it would add 10 damage if I hit.
All right.
Perfect. Okay. That's an 18 to hit.
And let me see. Does that hit? It hits.
Perfect.
18, you said?
Yeah, 18.
That hits, yeah.
Excellent. All right. So, all right. 21. 9 plus 12 is 32. 32 plus 16. 32 plus 16.
32 plus 16.
48.
48.
Yep, 48 points of damage for the first hit. And then the second hit, he's going to attack cards with. Oh, that would definitely hit because that's a natural 17 and 15. All right, so that was definitely hit. It's going to have the pieces. All right. Ooh, this one was garbage roll. Okay. Absolute garbage. Oh, no, I get to re-roll these over here.
The trade hits hard.
Yes. There we go.
Even the garbage rolls are like...
Like, all right.
This one
like,
is,
oh, I only did 25 damage.
Well, fortunately, there was a 2 and a 1. I get to re-roll one of those. So that takes it to 30 points. 30 points of damage.
Yikes. Okay.
That's it for my turn.
You have an axe and you're chopping down this treant. Yeah, you actually chop off one of its branch arms, the one that's extended out, ready to hit the party, just completely severed off. And then you hear it go, ooh! And that second axe goes into its trunk as well, and you almost completely sever the other arm, but it's still hanging on there. But yeah, you took 2 big chunks out of it. All right. And next up is Sloon.
So Sloon, seeing this and seeing Latreia become big, sort of pops out her wing, like clicks her heels and whatever, and she starts flying, and uses a firebolt to hit the treant. So since Latreia is 5 feet near him, I can do my sneak attack, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
All right. Consider ally.
So I'm gonna do my attack first.
All right.
All right. So that is +8, 23.
That hits.
Sweet. So I'm gonna roll my 2d10s for the firebolt, and that is 5 and 7 for that part. So that's a 12, and then my d6. All right. That's 6 plus 5 plus 5. All right. So it's 33 damage for that. And Sloon takes a bonus action of just sort of hide. I don't know if there's any place for me to hide, but I'm going to try and do that so that the treant doesn't turn to face me or something.
Okay, so yeah, you hide, you retreat after this firebolt attack. You set one side of the treant on fire, and now it looks like it's really hurting a lot after all of these attacks straight out the gate. Still standing, but it's definitely like not looking great. Okay, Bloom.
Bloom is in distress. Bloom is a flora-based like magic user. I'm wondering if I can use, because I have Commune with Nature as like a 5th level spell, where I can like connect with, commune with nature and learn 3 like facts around the surrounding area as to like the terrains, the plants, and influence from other planes of existence. And I was wondering if I could use that to figure out what the sitch is with the tree.
I think it takes like a minute to cast, possibly 10
Okay.
minutes.
Where does it say? I'm trying to see on the, what's it called? Oh yeah, casting time 1 minute. Oh boy, duration instantaneous.
I'm sorry, I missed that. So you wanted to cast commune with nature, you said?
Yes, so that I can commune with the tree the tree ant, and tell it to chill out, but also figure out what its deal is, because I don't want to hit it.
Well, so it's looking pretty bad, and I would say that you could cast it now, and then on your next turn, it would. Yeah. You have a feeling it might not make it to your next turn.
Oh no,
because it's looking pretty bad.
Okay. Well,
But
I'm gonna.
if you'd like
I'll try.
Okay.
I'll try. I'll just cast it, and if it survives, it survives. If it does not, it does not. If it
All
dies,
right.
it dies.
Okay, so yeah, you take that. You take your turn to cast that action, and then so Drestel and Elliot, what are your dex scores?
18.
Mine is a 19.
Okay, so Elliot, you are up next.
Okay, so Elliot has had enough of this and tells the treant exactly that and just says, this is over. This is over right now. Whatever this is, you were just born. Why would you attack us? And I want the other voice to sort of echo alongside of my voice when I say that. And I cast Fey Presence to charm the treant. It's a DC
interesting.
Wisdom saving throw of 16.
I love that Drestel, Elliot, and Bloom are all on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elliot is scoring major points with Bloom right now. Like, yes, thank you. Please stop setting the
So
tree
that's a
on fire.
16 Wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Y'all were gonna get a treant as a pet.
No.
Beautiful dragon.
Oh,
treants.
Let me just look up to see if it has the saving throw numbers in here. It does not. Feel like it should. I'm just gonna do a quick Google since I'm sitting right here in front of Google, you know.
I know for monsters that don't have the saves for me, what I just do is use their modifier for whatever.
I usually do too, but I feel like a treant should have, I don't know why.
Right?
Some
know,
amount,
like-
maybe some sort of wisdom.
Right.
There should be.
Yeah, it doesn't though. There's nothing on D&D Beyond. Okay, well. Okay.
Here we go.
Whoa, nat 20.
Oh.
All right. I finish saying that, and regardless of, I wouldn't know whether it worked or not, but regardless, as a bonus action, I cast Hunter's Mark and I train my arrow on it, and I just say, choose wisely. And that's it. That's my turn.
Okay. Yeah, the treant, you don't notice any effect after you try to cast that, which is probably why you then use your Hunter's Mark, because it's still just kind of flailing with the fire, and it's now raised its other arm in hopes of attacking. Okay, so Elliot, that was you. And now Drestel. Am I saying that right? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Drestel's eyes are going to go green, and in Sylvan, he's they're going to say, "Be calm, spirit," and I am going to channel divinity. And use. I just had it.
Turn the faithless.
No, nature's wrath. So I'm going to need this thing to make me a either strength or dexterity save.
Okay.
Or be restrained.
All right. He's gonna go with strength. Well, what was the DC? I don't think he made it.
16.
Yeah, no, he didn't make it.
Okay.
So just out of the sand, like dried vines are going to wrap around each part of this tree and just lock it down. And then back in common, Justice's gonna look to Bloom. Now you should have the time to do what you need.
You.
Okay, great. So restrained, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, I have my little condition cards. I love it. So now restrained. Okay, so next up is the treant. And because it's restrained, attack rolls against it have advantage. Its attacks have disadvantage. Creature has disadvantage on dex, but it can still attack. It'll just have disadvantage.
Yeah.
So it's another branch is gonna shoot out from elsewhere. Like it's gonna basically grow a new branch real quick and try to make some attacks. It gets two slam attacks. So it's, let's see. I'm sorry, folks. That's probably definitely gonna hit someone.
Oh, I tried, y'all.
They both are gonna hit. Oh, disadvantage, right? So I have to roll 4 times. Okay, so so the first one with disadvantage was 21.
Ooh. So who is it hitting?
Well, yeah. Let me think. Who is closest? So definitely not Sloan because she went and hid. I don't think it's going to go for the fairy. It's probably going to go for the biggest and most in their face. So Latreia.
Because my armor class is lowest.
Yeah.
And probably Drestel, having just cast the restraining on it.
Okay.
So yeah.
So
21.
Give me 1 second, because I think I may have something for. Wait, what did he hit Dressel as well? Or
well, when you, I haven't rolled that yet, but when you grow, does your AC change?
My AC does not change, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that was one. Let's see, with disadvantage. Wow, sorry, I rolled well all over this. 21 and 22 to hit.
Okay, so for Dressel, you see Latreia's eye starts to cloud over as clouds start to appear within their eyes, and they give the creature essentially a death stare as they use their Rune Knight ability, Rune Shield, which is with another creature you can see within 60 feet is hit by an attack roll. You can use your reaction to force the attacker to re-roll the d20 and use the new roll. So I would try to to keep Dressel safe.
So I'm gonna re-roll.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna re-roll that. Oh, I still rolled a 10 on the die, and its attack is plus 10 to hit.
Oh yeah, I can't do anything.
Hi, Sadi.
Well, that's it. That's all right.
Okay. So you both will take 16 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
So you both get slammed by these like branches that to kind of shoot out from this tree, and it's as it's wriggling and trying to get free from the vines.
Okay.
Okay, Avis, you're up.
This is completely bored with the tree and is kind of looking at the bag of beans, and will snap his fingers and look at the tree and go, I've gone bored of you, unfortunately, and I would like to use my, what is it called? Not unsettling word, but the other one. Oh, it is unsettling word. And use my bonus action for unsettling word. So I have to roll a d10 and subtract it from its next save.
Okay.
And I would like to cast polymorph and turn it into a cat.
Nice. Okay. And is that your whole move? Yeah, you're casting polymorph as your action. Okay.
Has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, it has to make a wisdom saving throw for what?
Polymorph.
You're trying to turn
Turn the tree ant into a cat.
Sorry, I thought you were turning into a cat. Got it. Okay. So wisdom saving throw, you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ooh, first bad roll for this treant. That was a 6.
That is fair.
I'm just, all these vines are now shrinking down with the cat, and it's just straining this poor little kid.
That's great. I'm about to start communing with this cat.
Yeah, it shrinks down.
I did want to have a pet cat, as we mentioned in previous
It
sessions.
shrinks down, and the vines just like settle down to the earth. A couple of vines are still on it, but not. I'm going to say it's not restrained anymore. That's a big enough thing to not restrain it. But it is a tiny cat now, and it just is very confused. So it's just looking at its paw and looking at you all and very confused. And that was Avis's action. And then, so you said that D10 is going to have to just subtract a D10 from its rolls, right?
Next saves.
Just for the next
From a
save,
save.
so
Okay,
it
cool.
doesn't matter anymore because it would have done it on the last when it saved
On the polymorph.
Oh, got it. On its last save. Then, okay, cool. Jesse.
So Jesse was immediately flying in, and he moves real fast. So this thing is mid polymorph as he is already hitting. And would I still have rolled those with advantage as it was shrinking down?
Oh, well, because it was restrained, you mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to say no. I'm sorry.
All right. That is fine.
It's almost statistically impossible for you to miss a cat.
Yeah.
True, but
It's going to be really hard.
slippery.
it affects one thing though. All right, so he would have come in and hit it with the butt of his spear first, and then
Okay.
come and made like a little second spear attack. So, sorry, I'm going to drop the polymorph, but I'm just going on his logic that he was already flying in. You know, he didn't know you were going to do that.
Yeah.
So that is a 16 to hit the cat.
All right, let me get cat
Oh
stats.
no!
Stats.
It has,
I mean,
it has 12. It has an AC of 12 and it has 2 hit points.
Thank you.
Oh
It
no!
has 2 hit points.
That's 2 hit points. Yes.
it turns back into a tree
Cat.
ant.
It's just a cat. It is just a cat. It's a regular cat.
It's so hard to save this tree.
I can't.
It turns back
Jesse,
into a tree ant.
Everybody. You said it turns back. Are you just saying that? It turns back into
No, that's how it works.
That's what it does.
How does what work? Wait, okay. Y'all talk me through this.
Polymorph.
What are you saying?
So
so much
it'll lose the 2 hit points, and then every extra damage will carry over into its tree ant form. Of what
It'll go
it
back.
lost.
Okay, great. So yes,
my
what was
God.
your attack roll?
All right. So yeah, it definitely hits the cat because that's
Oh my
that's a
God.
16.
Yep.
And Jesse's like, what the? And as he's already hit and is very confused with the first one. And the damage for that is... Oh, sorry. Before, as he's moving, he casts Divine Favor. And this sort of radiant glow starts to spread around him, which empowers his weapon attacks
Okay.
with an extra d4 radiant damage. So the damage on that one would be 9 piercing and 4 radiant on the first attack. So
Okay.
13 points of damage in the first attack. So I think the cat absorbs 2 of it, and
Yeah.
11 points damage goes to the tree ant form as it pops back, and
And then
Jesse's a
grows
bit
back up.
confused, but he's like, okay, and he then stabs it with the butt of the spear for an 18.
Okay. Yeah.
And then
18 hits.
Okay, and then he does 8, 11, 15 points damage on the second hit, and does flurry of blows for. And he comes around and does 2 sort of like spin kicks and lets off 2 radiant bolts out of his feet.
Okay, so before your flurry of blows, that second hit you do on the treant, it just crumples down And you can see just a few branches are still moving barely. It has 1 hit point now. Do you want to continue and do all that other stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I spent the key point. The second one misses anyway, but it'll take 8. Question: as a monk, my fists are considered weapons, yes?
Right.
Okay.
I believe so, yeah.
All right. So
you about to smite the tree with 1 hit point?
No. It's the divine radiance. I don't. It specifically says weapon attacks. So if not either way, it's more than 1 hit point.
Yeah.
So it did.
Do you punch it?
Yeah, he was going to do like a kick to the thing.
Yeah, you basically just you demolish the rest, what's left of this tree, and it stops moving, and it is dead.
Dressel has a look of horror on their face.
Bloom is like about to cry. She's
Why did
very
that thing
upset.
turn to a cat midway in between? And he looks at Avis. Oh, I'm sorry.
I think that if we had paused a minute, we possibly could have done something, but I don't know. I tried to convince it to stop, and it did not. It would not change its course.
I apologize. I was just moving so fast. I didn't take a minute there. I'm sorry, Avis. I see what you were trying to do now.
Bloom is like gently putting its limbs like very like trying to lay it more respectfully, and is like patting it because it's a dead tree. And she's just kind of like being very gentle with it.
Well, Bloom, I take it that this is a bit difficult for you, so I suppose I could correct this problem for you if you would like.
Sure.
Well, then Avis will reach into the bag of holding and pull out a handful of dust and sprinkle it over the tree and cast Revivify.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
If it comes back and tries to kill us again, though, it is 100% your responsibility, just to be completely clear.
That's okay. I was in the middle of casting. I was still casting commune with nature on it. It's just that I would have about to be traumatized by communing with something that's dead, which probably would have messed me up a little bit. So this is better.
Okay.
Just maintain the spell. Maintain the spell.
I did not drop that.
So Revivify, you cast Revivify, and the tree does not reassemble, but the part of it that has a face still kind of wakes up and opens its eyes, and it's kind of growls and
Well, I'm still like leaning over it. So I'm like, hey, hi, it's okay. You're okay. And she's like petting it very gently. And she, because I have like the druid thing, and like she makes like a little branch grow out of her fingers to just show like magic is similar in case that helps. And is like, look, I'm not going to hurt you.
Okay. So it has 1 hit point. Can't really do anything because it's, it needs more healing So yeah, you're standing over this tree and it's just in tatters, but it is alive again.
I would like to kind of walk slowly behind Bloom. My hands are going to start to glow, and I'm going to lay on hands and dump 20 plates of healing into the tree.
If this tree smacks me because you healed it, I'm gonna lose it.
Look, I'm an oath of the ancients paladin. We're
doing
what we
it.
do.
This is what we do.
I'm just imagining Bloom
Sloon
getting
is
Team
like
Rocket
staring
into
at
space.
this two. Sloon is staring at this two new people. And is like, what the heck are they doing?
I don't know. I mean, that thing's just trying to kill us. They haven't even spoken to us yet, trying to bring it back to life. I mean, that was 300 gold worth of diamond dust, Avis. It's fine.
I admit, this is far more
picked up some
entertaining
hippies.
than you expected. This is 100% more entertaining. Much more entertaining than what I thought we were going to do today. So I'm entirely interested to see how this ends.
You have a fair point. You have a fair point. It just
Still have
it's
some
just
of
gonna
those
sit back and
beans
watch.
So yeah, you as you cast your healing spell, the treant does start to reassemble slightly, and its trunk basically comes back. It is still pretty tattered and worn, but it is now once again a tree. It's not as big as it was before.
Does my commune nature spell kick in already?
Let's see what that does.
Okay. I've got my hands together to focus, and I am communing with this tree, and now we are in the same headspace.
Okay.
Hey,
So it's kind of like I'm not familiar with the spell. You're just kind of like
there.
in its mind.
Yeah, so basically I think it's I'm in its mind, so the language barrier isn't a thing. But I learned 3 things about it, about its nature, state, or what power fuels it, or what it is. Basically, I just gained 3 things of insight to the nature surrounding, which is the tree.
Yeah.
Event.
Yeah. So what you get from this tree from communing with it is that there's no goodness in it. It sprouted and it just was chaotic evil, and that's kind of what it is.
Oh no.
You also get that it's very confused because it was sprouted and then it sees people and it's like, attack! And then it turns into a cat and then it gets dead and then it's not dead. And it's really confused. And then the third thing that you get from it is that it's probably just gonna keep being chaotic evil.
Oh no.
It doesn't know anything else.
No. Bloom is conflicted, but she's while she's in the space before she loses the connection, she's just that wasn't very nice. But if you wanted to stop attacking us, we could help you do something, find a home, find a something. It probably isn't reacting to this at all, but she's just trying, and now she's oh well, okay. And she's look at the party and is so it's evil. My bad.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We know that.
But completely evil. I mean, not an ounce of okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna turn around. You guys gotta, I guess, do what you gotta do.
No, that's on you. Sorry, I'm gonna leave that to you and Drestel. I did my
I will
part.
take care of it.
Drestel.
I mean,
I still have Hunter's mark on it.
I mean, worst case, Drestel can help me fix it. I don't have a lot of combat magic. Is the problem?
I'm going to attack it now.
Turn
And
around.
let's see.
Before that happens, I'm just curious: is it possible to reach out to my adopted mother, Valeria, through the amulet to see if she has a way to adjust this creature's nature?
Oh,
source?
what? Which amulet?
Remember the amulet that has a Valeria in it that allows them to be able to grow large. So pretty much it's an essence of her. That kind of well, you all have not seen it yet because he hasn't done it, but you see the amulet around his chest. But essentially, it kind of has an aspect of her in that amulet that helps him to be able to release his full potential of sorts. So he was wondering if he could be able to speak to his adopted mother through the amulet and see if she has a way to be able to adjust its nature.
Drestel, you already rolled, right?
Yes.
Oh, what was your roll?
It's a nat 20.
Well,
That tree is dead.
see you at
Sorry, but yeah.
See you at the
because of the
crossroads.
timing of that too, and it's a nat 20. I think as you're starting to trying to commune with the amulet, Drestel, what is your attack?
Oh boy.
So they're double-handing Talon, their longsword, and they're going to put a level 4 smite into it.
Yep. Yep.
He's so serious.
WWPD. What would Paladin do?
So
I'm
that's
guessing
gonna
that-
be
Good.
a total of let's see, that's that damage. So,
It's about tree fitty, definitely.
This is about 50 something points of damage.
It's more than enough. And once again, the treant is dead.
Just to be clear, now that is over, I could have spoken to the tree for the rest. I had assumed that you all were able to do something about it, and usually Latreia kind of deals with most of our problems in the first few seconds. But so I figured you all had some plan. I was not expecting for that, but you live and you learn.
I appreciate that you folks did want to talk to it though, and it's a good and beautiful thing. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean,
but you could kind of see in his face he was gonna kill us, but still, you tried, and that was important, and impressive. So
Bloom flies up to Avis and is like, "I'm sorry you wasted your stuff. I don't have anything, but here." And she holds out her hand and she's like, "Magical IOU. How about that?"
This will take a hand and say, "There is no debt between friends."
Oh, that's so sweet.
So we planning another one of those suckers, or what?
Jesse.
And background, you can hear
Well,
Spoon
I'm
go,
sorry.
"Yes, do
With
it. That
that-
was fun."
With that, actually, we're going to cut forward to you all arriving back at the forest.
More or
You
less
gather your
traumatized.
dragons. Bloom and Dressel, you meet the dragons for the first time. And
they weren't
and now-
kidding.
And
Whoa.
now, let's have a little bit of RP because now is when you would part ways with the two people you met. But
Wait, no.
what exactly? So let's
I don't
RP
know.
what happens. You all have the party that we started with. You all had discussed going to Veshinthari, going back there to check in, to kind of like get yourselves like kind of recentered before your next legs of the journey. You have a lot of things on your to-do list that you wanted to do, but Veshinthari was the next thing. Dristel and Bloom, I'm just gonna like launch y'all into this RP, but the party tells you that they're heading northeast, and I'll let the party decide if they tell you the details of where they're going. Or actually, it's due east, I think, of you right now.
I heard somebody
Why are
say
we
my
going
name.
there again?
We need to
Well-
go back home for a bit. Gather our composure and take some rest and
Inform our other kin about that they can go to their new home.
exactly. And then
The
we
visit.
have other things to deal with. I
Right.
look directly into Sloon's heart and soul.
Spoon is like, "Other things. We don't need to do that. We're cool. We
And
can
plus,
hang
I
out."
get to see my wife and kids, and y'all get to have more of my grandmother's amazing cooking.
Ugh, yes.
Oh,
We can
at the
stay there
mention of
forever.
wife and kids, Bloom's like ears just like drop. Just immediately.
Oh,
She needs to learn about the culture of Vishanthar.
It's because she misses her partners, which is like why she's here. And she's like, "Oh, if you don't mind, I would like to tag along, just for a bit while I'm traveling, trying to find some people."
I would love if both
Bloom
of
did
you would
not.
come along.
That is flattering. Bloom, do you feel that you are safe with
Oh.
her new
And then
friends?
she launches herself up at like Dressel, like big hug, and it's like, "Yeah, at the very least, I mean, I can do some stuff on my own too. I was a traveler for a long time. I mean, I'm already 140. I got this. But thank
Doesn't
you.
show.
Oh, thank you.
You know,
Oh,
you don't look a day over 100.
if you like tree spirits, there's a beautiful beautiful being on the island, Everly. I think they'd like to meet you. But fair warning, though, we're teleporting there, and if the mother decides that you're not supposed to find the island, you'll kind of be left behind. But that shouldn't be a problem.
That's nothing new. That's kind of how I ended up in this mess in the first place. It's a long story. Anyway, I don't mind. And then like she turns to Dressel and was like, "You are a dear, dear friend, and I will find you again, I'm sure, someday. I've got another 500 years or so left in me. I'm sure I'll figure out a way to hang out again. And if you ever need me, you know you can call for me."
Justin just starts to whisper. He just starts to whistle and cast speak with animals, and he just goes, keep an eye on my friend. And just this bird kind of flies around you, and Justin goes, "I know you'll be okay. And if you aren't okay, nature will let me know, and I'll find you. Thank you all very much for your offer, but I like to stay on the ground, and Raina can't fly, so."
We're not going to fly. Oh, well, anyway.
Oh, well, teleporting and mother's approval and the like, that sounds like it will be an amazing story, but just not one that I think I fit into just yet. I think these, and he pulls out his sword and spins them around and sheathes them. I think these have another tale to tell for the time being.
Look forward
Backdoor
to
pilot. Dresstill. The Adventures of Dresstill.
But before you go, I mean, you can be honest. I was the most delicious one, right? I mean, just you can be honest.
Well, if honesty is what you want, and a hand waves and Zone of Truth is casted, Justa goes, "You were in fact the most delicious, but I don't think in the way that you're wanting."
Elliot just has a private moment of glee. Just like...
That's the subtext I was talking about. I am a sailor.
I learned quick.
Sloon is looking at Drestel and is like, it was nice meeting you. It's unfortunate that we can't hang out more. I feel like you would enjoy our company a lot.
You all are certainly an interesting bunch. I still have plenty of questions, but I think right now the thing that I am concerned with the most is that you take care of my friend. Bloom
I can promise you.
Good. Bloom is very important to me.
We'll take care of her.
I'll send you letters with answers to your questions, Drestel. Don't worry.
Also, do you want to... I don't really offer this much, but do you want to ride my dragon?
No, absolutely no. Fear of heights. Me and Raina, we are on the ground, and that is where I find...
Treebush is really cool. He's really super sweet.
Looks fantastic.
He
Lovely.
is and Treebush is in the background going, "Hi." Super cool dragon.
That's a big
super
dragon.
Sweet.
Your dragon is beautiful.
Thank you. But Trebus is actually a little bit disappointed because I threw away our fireball toy, but I'm sure he'll get over it, right, Trebus? You'll be fine. It's okay. I met another. It's not like it's okay, Trebus.
Well, Sloon, as fantastic as I find your dragons, the last time you were around a dragon, you kind of, what was it? You kind of accused us of trying to steal its sword, when that's clearly not the case. So I am going to go this way.
Wait, before you go, I have.
You are very tall still.
Oh yeah. Well, we probably would start to shrink pretty soon. That's true. But because I think it only lasts like a minute or so. But as he, of course, looks over, he says, "I did not understand the question about delicious. What does that mean?"
Oh boy.
You are just. You are just a very big man.
Yep. Hey, you get to see Siva again when we get back home, so maybe she can explain it to you.
Yeah, let her explain that. That'll be fine. You'll get it when we get back to Vishantar. It's okay.
Why would she know? Okay.
She'll know. She knows a lot of things, Latreia.
Oh, so many things.
This will roll his eyes before casting prestidigitation and creating a rock with the symbol on it. Just if you find yourself in need of anything during your travels, if you find someone aligned with us, they will at least offer you the comfort they are able if you show them this.
Thank you. And Justin takes it and looks towards this group and goes, I think I couldn't have found a more interesting group of characters, a more interesting and capable bunch to help my friend. And should you ever need me, listen for the stories. I'm sure they'll be telling my tale wherever you go. Now, I'm going to hop on Reyna, a mount that I am familiar with and comfortable with, and you all can go about your dragon business, really. And you turned into a dinosaur. Nope, let me know about that, Bloom.
Jesse is giving Jackson a huge hug, and he is speaking to him in Celestial and sort of has his head against his head. Looks like you might have another druid that you might be able to learn from. Plus, we're going back to grandmother, so, I'm sure she can teach you some more things when we're back home.
And Jackson, in his hug, peers over at the fairy with curious eyes. And you all, soon after, parting with Drestel as he rides off into the sunset on his white horse, you all teleport with the helm of teleportation back to the island of Vishanthari. And with that, we will end our session today. Thank you so much to our guests. Thank you
for having me. This was so much fun.
You gotta come back.
I have a strong feeling we will be seeing you back at this table.
Yeah.
Yes. Bloom needs her bestie to come visit.
I need a fairy in the party. I need a...
Say it like it is. Say it like it is.
Say it with your chest. So thank you all so much for coming by. We definitely appreciate it. Again, if you like what you see here, definitely feel free to join us at our Discord. We would love to talk to you about this campaign. Once again, we would not be streaming this upcoming Saturday. Well, we will be back the next Saturday for our next episode. So with that said, we're going to raid Vancouver by night because I think they're currently streaming at the moment.
Nice.
So with that said, hope you all enjoy. Farewell for now.
For now.